This video is made for adult collectors because I guarantee this toy is older than a lot of you. Legacy has given us the majesty that is Armada toys again, and hey, the creator of some of those toys says the new ones are actually great, so that's something. The new Armada Megatron though was super hyped and didn't meet certain people's expectations in some areas. He's still a good toy from what I've been told, but there are problems. I don't have one yet. I can't find one anywhere. And one thing a lot of people bring up is that the original is better. And I mean, they're two very distinct toys of the same character. One is a feature-based toy, and one is an articulation-based toy. You can like one over the other. I'm not saying don't like one over the other. I'm just saying some of the comparisons are a bit weird. Now, I don't have the Legacy Megatron, like I said, because hardly any store in Canada is carrying him at the moment, and he's sold out in all the places that did carry him. But I did at least pick up Aaron Archer's copy at TFCon at least once, so I can say that I've held one. But this, again, an awesome robot from Nick, who just always has bangers for some reason. Thanks, Nick. This is the original Armada toy, and oh boy, have I not been able to stop messing with this guy. He looks mean and intimidating. Dude looks like he's about to drop the harshest diss on your entire family. Love the actual facial expressions. A lot of the Transformers nowadays have such bland facial expressions, so it's always nice to see one scowling, smiling, or ready to just rip your face off. I also really like the color palette. Green is my favorite color, so anything green I'm naturally drawn to, so this works. It's not quite military green, but it's almost there, at least to me. The gray I'm not the biggest fan of though. I think if it were just a shade darker, it would look a bit better personally. I also like how much of a departure this is from regular Megatron. The tall shoulders, the horns, the claw hand, the stomping feet. Also, the shoulders in Armada for a majority of the shots Megatron is in are stationary when he moves his arms, so the Legacy toy is actually pretty accurate in its shoulder construction. Like when he becomes Galvatron, you notice they start to move more, but as Megatron, they're pretty stationary. And for being a used toy, the paint has held up quite a bit. That either says something good about the quality of the paint, or Nick is just very good at taking care of his toys. Either way, it works for me. But I think the biggest draw I have to this is how nice it is to hold. It's so chunky and heavy and full of life when you hold it in your hand. It's hard to explain, so I'll try my best to articulate what I mean. So every time you pick up an object, it has hand feel to it, whether it be a toy, a phone, a bag of chips, a bottle of liquid, whatever. It has a very distinct feel, and you can either really like it or not like it. The feel of a Unicron Trilogy toy is unique, especially among all the other types of Transformers toys there are out there. They don't feel like any of the other ones. And Megatron is like the top feeling Unicron Trilogy toy I've ever handled. Like, this is what I want in my hand from a Unicron Trilogy toy. And he even makes UT noises, which is when you hold him. I love that. I mean, it's better than the noises this thing makes. He can also combine with Tidal Wave, which I don't have anymore, but you can still swing the turret on the front, and that looks funny. It looks like he's just, if you rotate it down, it looks like a peepee. He does come with a Minicon, Leader 1, who looks like this. And a couple of flips, you can turn him into his laser truck mode maser cannon thingy. But his main point of inclusion is to plug him onto the Minicon pegs and do things. You can peg him into the arm and slide it forward to reveal a blade. He's gonna shank you. The prison wallet. And that's really it. Like, he does more, but a lot of that stuff is for alt mode, so I'm just gonna show you all the alt mode things later. This guy also makes noises, but he takes watch batteries I don't have nor could find. Pain. So this Megatron, as I stated at the beginning of this video, is not built for posing. Stay closed. So he can move. He has movable parts, but you're not gonna get much out of it. So the head can rotate, which is really cool. I wasn't expecting that actually when I got it because of how the whole face shield gimmick works. Shoulders. They can rotate, the treads move with it. I'm actually not a big fan of the treads moving because, especially on this side, it bumps into the tank turret and just doesn't go any further forward. So I kind of like the way the Legacy one's done it because it allows you to move these independently of the shoulders, which is nice. Arms, in and out on very nice ratchets. Elbows. You got below the wrist, or below the elbow swivel. Not a big fan of that. This wrist can rotate. This one cannot, obviously, because it's got the knife in it. You do have a waist joint, which is nice. This can move out of the way to accommodate that shoulder motion there, but then again, if you have this pointed forward, it's not going to work. Now the hips, they can go out, and then the knees bend in. It's the legs that are completely static, and they're static because there's all this stuff happening in them for tank mode. So yeah, you don't get much movement out of that. And then leader 1 here. His articulation's the opposite. The arms, not posable at all except forward and back, but the legs, they have knees. So yeah, he's just a standard mini-con dude. Not the most posable thing in the world. Again, the Legacy one is built for posing, whereas this one is built for features. You can like trap mini-cons in here. If you had one that fit, he fell. Look at that. There he is. There's the idiot. Yeah, I don't have any mini-cons. I have this weird knockoff Lego minifigure. There you go. Captured. Yay. Get out of there. Get out of there. So that's chunky, bumpy Armada Megatron. Damn, that sounds weird when I say that out loud. Bruh. He's cool. I love the robot. Even though he isn't super posable, it's still a very nice robot. So let's make it a tank of ultimate doom. Now, the thing that I said that is the most fun is the transformation. And why is that? It's so satisfying to do. So again, you already saw leader 1s where it's just like this. And it's exact that like Metroplex's drill bit uses the exact same transformation as that, which I thought was funny. And drill bit's also bigger. Anyways, Megatron's transformation, extremely satisfying. Start with, you just straighten the arms out, pull up the face shield, get the turret out of the way, open these panels up, shove the arms in there, close that up, rotate the waist, fold the feet down, fold down the heels, bring this up, peg it into place. Tank. That was not hard at all. That's just like, it's so easy to just flick it back and forth. Like, look at that. Look at that. You wanna transform this thing? Boom, legs. That's so much fun to do. It's so clicky and tactile and noisy, but not like a bad way noisy. Like this thing who's got really weird ratchets for no reason. It's so nice and clicky and satisfying to handle. I love it. I love it. That's one mean looking tank. Like, it's so intimidating. This is Megatron's H-Tank, and boy is it big. It also does a lot of cool stuff, and that's where most of the features live, so let's just get to them. So feature time, because this is where most of the features come into play. There are a bajillion mini-con pegs all over this guy, so you can plug these into wherever you want. But it does sort of open up and deploy into like a little base type thing. To start with, you can open these panels up. That gives you access to these mini-con pegs. You can flip this out. This mini-con peg slides up and down. You have this little ramp section that folds down and then a capture claw. If you have like mini-cons that are big enough, I don't, so I'm just gonna use this. Actually, that's not gonna fit. We're gonna use this weird minifigure again. Capture claw. That's pretty neat. It's a shame that like leader 1 doesn't fit in there, but oh well. On this side, open this up. You have like this little trapdoor section with a grinding wheel on the inside, so he literally kills mini-cons, I guess. You take leader 1 and you peg him into the top here, like all the way down. Then you pull this back, and then this way to lock it into place. And then if you want to fold it back down, you just push leader 1. But that's what the missile pods deploy. I don't have them. Nick didn't have the missiles, but I don't really care. And then my favorite part, press this black button, and your finger blocks it and ruins the reveal. There we go. More Minicon pegs. Oh, and then these pincers. They move. So you can deck this guy out with so much stuff. It's insane. It's really cool how much stuff you can plug all over this guy. I don't have any other Minicons to show you, but I'm gonna buy more. But yeah, he exposes so much stuff and so much play. It's awesome. I love this. I just, and it's all satisfying to do. Like this just fits so perfectly into this little groove. This closes up real nice. That's satisfying to push if you make sure that it's done correctly. Not like an idiot like me who's somehow gotten it jammed. There we go. Like, it's just a lot of fun. I love that. Did I mention this is big? I'm a huge fan of H-Tank, so this just hits the spot for me and makes me very excited to finally get that legacy one if I can find it. Come on, GameStop, restock. I definitely recommend buying one of these. Like, straight up, I would say 50 to 60 is a good max for this nowadays. Canadian dollars. That's what I'm speaking in. Sure, if you find it for cheaper, obviously go for it. And I don't think, while the missiles are really nice, I don't think they're extremely essential to the play of this toy, but they would be nice to have. So if you can find it without the missiles for really cheap, I'd definitely say get it. And this is another toy that I think holds its value quite well. So if you ever buy it and plan on reselling it later, I don't see it going down in price anytime soon. But that's been my look at Armada Megatron. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.